Hi, welcome to a quick demonstration of Puffabot HD. Let's jump right in and open the game up. I'm using the new iPad here, the iPad 3 if you want to call it that, with the retina display because it looks a bit nicer. I'm not sure how much of that you'll pick up on this particular video, but I'd use it anyway. Quite simple display when you first come into the game. At the moment we haven't added the upgrade options to Puffabot or the in-app purchases. Those will be coming soon. So the options that you have available here are quite simple. You can choose to display tips in the game, which will be little pop-up options to giving you instructions of what to do. I'm not going to turn those on at the moment. Music volume you can control with that slider, and the Game Center option allows it to log into the Game Center, Apple's Game Center, as soon as you come into the game. So let's jump into playing the game. We start off with a cutscene like this where Puffabot gets his instructions each day from his boss. You can skip through by using the start menu, that will start option, that will jump you straight into the game. But we'll just let it play through for the moment, find out what's going to happen. So off we go. Now let's have a look at some of the things that we can see on screen here. Here's Puffabot over here. We've got two joysticks, a left and a right swivel. We've got a throttle control which turns his power on and off. Down here you can see the crosshairs. We'll come to that later. That will be relevant on another level. And along the bottom we've got an instrument display which gives us his speed backwards or forwards, altitude, a radar stroke scanner display, direction to the final location and distance to the final location. In this case we've just got to fly to the delivery depot. Up here we've got warnings, cash bonus and points. Now as the time's ticking away up the top left there, I'm going to fly across. All I have to do on this level, nice and simple, is land. Now one of the things to note about this is that if you bash Puffabot into things, you'll lose score. And you'll lose score from the bonus and the cash. And we do need that cash, as we'll see in a moment. At the end of the level, we get another little cutscene just telling us how we've done and what we've got. And we can see that the options are ticked off on there that we've completed the level. Again, we can skip through this. So let's just skip through onto the next day. So day 2, a little bit more flying training for us, nothing too complicated. Let's get straight on with it. So you can see the distance down here is a little bit further today. Let's go for a flight. Now you can go quite a bit higher than that, but Puffabot's engine is less efficient at altitude. So the higher you go, the more fuel you will use. And that's a bad thing because we have to pay for our fuel. So let's just land in. There we go, we only used £12 worth of fuel in this case, or it would have been $12 if you were playing it as an American. And again, you get a summary at the end of the day. We're going to skip through again, let's do level 3, nice and quick. As you can tell, I've played this before, so I know what I'm doing. Got a mountain to climb here. Struggle over the mountain. See the distance reducing. There we go, there's the depot. Plop him down nice and gently. There we go. All done. Let's skip through again onto the next level. Day 4. Now, this is where things get interesting because this is the main purpose of the game, is to carry cargo. This is what Puffabot does for a living. So we'll hover Puffabot. You can see this little crosshair I've got here. What I have to do with it is get it over the cargo, press the green button, that's the cargo acquire button, and you can see his little tractor beam comes on and the cargo is now attached to us via this springy beam, cargo beam underneath. And what we have to do is get it to the depot. Again, it's another relatively simple day. Now, you also lose points if you bash the cargo, so what we're trying to do here is get it down reasonably gently You just have to get it onto the platform and land. If you stop moving within the bounds of this grey area, then you've completed the mission, so long as you've got all the cargo there. Used a bit more fuel, as you can see, because you're carrying more weight when you're carrying cargo. Okay, let's skip through again. Ah, he's now qualified. We have a certificate, so we can start carrying cargo for real. Okay, 2 crates to carry today. Now, Puffabot can carry 1 or 2 of this type of crate. If you land so that the crosshairs are over the bottom crate, you can pick them both up. But, as you can see, that's quite heavy. So I'm going to release that, just pick up the top one, and let's fly off with the top one. Now, on the scanner you'll see a little blue dot approaching. That's the fuel station. We won't need it on this particular level because we're not going to use enough fuel. These levels are very, very short. But you do later on desperately need those fuel stations, especially when you get to the stage where you're flying over mountains with big heavy crates. Let's plop this down. There we go, one landed. Let's go and land the next one. Oh, no, that's a fuel station. We don't want to land on the fuel station. In fact, let's land there and refuel so I can give you an idea of how that works. Literally land on the fuel station. It automatically detects that Puffabot's there, it fuels him up, and we're good to go. That's where the cash comes in because, as I said earlier, you need cash to be able to buy fuel. So, what happens if we're a bit clumsy? Well, if you watch the bonus at the top there, you can see that's already been reduced thanks to my knocking things around, and it's just gone down again now to 109. So I lost some score there. Let's fly this across. Here we go, approaching the depot. Let's go in for a nice smooth landing this time. There we go. Done. So let's skip through. The levels get increasingly difficult as you go through different planets, different scenery. I won't show you all of those now, but that gives you a flavour of the game. You may have noticed earlier you get opposing robots coming the other way. Those are other traffic bots that you have to avoid. That gets busier, and the loads get more interesting as we go through the game. But hopefully that's given you an idea of what Puffabot is all about. He's a cute little character. So give him a go and see if you enjoy playing him as much as I do. Thanks for listening anyway.